Greetings one and all, this is Iron Torch 20 and instead of a formal Let's Play, I'm just going to be recording mostly for the heck of it. And yeah, I decided to choose Battletoads for this, just because. But either way, this is widely considered as one of the hardest games ever made, and actually one thing with my backstory concerning this game is that I did play it when it came out, I enjoyed it, and I think Snake Pit was actually the furthest we ever got, but I don't really remember at this point. But either way, the story in this game is just pretty standard. And as for this, it's not going to be a formal Let's Play in the sense that I'm not going to be structuring it like a Let's Play, like where I call it a video after certain parts or end up doing any of that stuff. I'm just going to go through this and see how far I get. And I did play this a lot during the, or I guess my emulation phase with, I think it was at some point in high school in my emulation phase. This was one of the ones I played the most, actually. I think some point my, or during the spring of my sophomore year in high school, I'd ended up playing this a lot along with Castlevania 3 and Little Ninja Brothers. And I am going to talk a little bit more about it. And one reason I haven't been recording in a while is I was getting sick, and I also have this cough that I might be dealing with still. But either way, that's a story. So, I mean, the cough in this case is sometimes on or off. And I don't really know if that's going to get better anytime soon, but we'll have to see. And for the purposes of, I am going to use the 5 live and 5 continue code. So let's just go ahead and get this train wreck a-rolling. And also with the, I did play this a lot after the race. You know, with Proton John and all those guys. And I have gotten actually pretty good at this game, and this is a game that does require a lot of practice. So let's just go ahead and get started here. And by the way, there's the warp. Not gonna take it. But either way, I'm not gonna be taking the warps in this game just because I do want to show off everything. So this is one of those let's see how far I get type of things. And I have been able to beat this before, but that was with the warps. And I don't want to take the warp in the first level because I do want to stock up on lives in the second level. I mean, I have gotten pretty good at that. But see, this first stage is pretty simple. It's just a beat 'em up section with not a lot of stuff going on. And for the longest time, I actually didn't know you could ride these things. But I mean, it does make a good use. And really, all I'm doing is just waiting for this pig to show up. Okay, that did not go the way I wanted it to. And then this happened. Yeah, by the way, since I am recording myself, shit like that is gonna happen a lot. And I am using turbo, so at least I got that going for me. Doesn't really help a whole lot, but it is something that does need to be done. But now we're up to the first boss. I do like this point of view that this thing does. So let's just go ahead and get this. And really all you have to do is just throw the ball at this thing 3 times. Pretty simple boss. It is pretty easy for this thing to go off screen if you're not careful. And yeah, that is it for the first stage. You do get extra lives after every, let's see, I think it's 100,000. And then also you can get lives for juggling these birds. And that's not what I need to screw up like that. And then when that happens too. And yeah, this is basically going to be the first level for me. And you can use a wrecking ball in this thing by holding up against the wall and then just pressing B. And then that was one thing I liked in the AVGN review of this game, is that Even though he said this is a good game, this game still has a lot of problems, especially when you have instant kill attacks, and yeah, that's why not too many people play this two-player. And I think there were a couple of... or I have seen people beat this game two-player. I think it was a couple of Russian guys that did it. But that was with a European version, which is a little bit easier. Shit, I missed that one. But either way, with these zappers, all I had to do is just use the wrecking ball on them. Pretty simple. But I do like that they do give you a lot of health power-ups here, which is always a good thing in this game, because it is easy to just die a lot, and that's what makes this game so fun. And you know what I don't need is getting hit by birds here. And with these zappers, all you have to do is really just stay near the bottom, and then you're good to go. And then sometimes I just end up playing this game just for the heck of it. And then I also do that to make sure I'm on mentally. And if I had to do any grad school interviews soon, I'm probably going to end up playing this right before. Even though what I should do is just say give me an offer if I end up beating this game. You know, just for the purposes of... oh, damn it. Yeah, this is why I do end up dying some in this stage, because I try and, like, get a lot of points, and I just end up getting picked off by birds like that. Alright, you guys get to die. And you get to die too. And then I can't get a 1-up because I had to eat the fly instead. Yeah, I like dealing with one at a time just because it does make things a little bit easier. Anyways, I am not doing a good job getting a lot of lives here. And yeah, this is why I said this is not going to be a formal Let's Play, just because I don't really know how good my commentary is going to be with this, and honestly, if I was going to do a Let's Play of this game, it was going to be post-commentary. Alright, good, pulled that one off. So that didn't really go the best, but we're done with that stage. And see, I did end up squandering a lot of lives there, so that's the unfortunate part. And of course you got the Dark Queen shit-talking you, and then Professor T-Bird trying to give you advice. But anyway, the Turbo Tunnel is one of the more infamous levels in this game. Just because there's that big race section at the end that nobody ever gets past on their first try. But then again, that's kind of the way NES games worked back then. And in my opinion, if there's something that you can beat on the first try, then the game's too easy. Because in my opinion, the game should be more about accumulating skill and just using it in order to get past all the shit the game throws at you. And really, this is from a guy who plays a lot of Mega Man games, so I kind of do think in that same way. And now we're up to the bikes. So let's just go ahead and get this going. And a lot of this is more about just reflexes and memory. And really, what the thing with the trial and error in this game is that there are a lot of things that the only way you can avoid them is to know that they were there ahead of time. The problem is you get such few opportunities to screw up that that's what makes this game damn near hard to finish. I mean, not damn near hard, but just really hard to finish. And also what I don't need is slow down when I'm trying to do this section, because this is a pretty big timing section, and yeah, I kind of don't need lag screwing me up here. Okay, good. But either way, I do like the graphics in this game. They are pretty advanced for NES standards. And also, they do a really good job with just the backgrounds here. It turns out you're racing in a brain for some reason. And why, I have no idea. But then again, this game is really weird. And also, I kind of had a small obsession with this when I was training for a race. And I did use a lot of Battletoads music while working out for it. And then one of them was the one from the arcade game, which I didn't really play much until last year. Which is actually a really fun game, and I really wish Xbox Live would get their heads out of their asses and port it over to one of their arcade ports. Or just port it over to Xbox Live Arcade. Because it is a really fun game, and it is a beat 'em up, and it also does a lot of other things too. And all of them really well. Alright, just gotta make jumps here. Okay, good. And there is a warp here in the 10th wall. There it was. Okay, good, made it through that. And we're done. Although I don't really understand why deep frozen frog legs. Don't really think those taste good. Anyway, welcome to Plan B and welcome to the Ice Cavern. And honestly, I really hate this level. But let's see, what we gotta do is just avoid a lot of crap. And also, spikes are gonna be the biggest problem with this stage. So let's just get going here. Although I do like the enemies in this place. I mean, I could go without that stupid snowman, though. Okay, that was not done well at all. Okay, I don't know why I couldn't see that one. Alright, well, you get to die. Let's just get going here. And a lot of this first part is going to be about breaking walls, and really outside of that, this part's not too tough. And then you get this part. Except I do like in that one race that was done sometime in 2007 with everyone Slow Beef was complaining about every time you get hit you just slide back down. Which is true. I mean, this game does do a lot of bullshit things. Which is why we love it. And then we got these things to avoid. So what I like to do for this section is just wait for it. Just wait for the snowman to break that thing open for us. And exploiting the game's programming is one thing I'm going to be doing on a frequent basis here. Well, just because this game is just like that. Also, just some really dickishly placed snowball. And this part you do have to have the timing down. I mean, it's not that, or you just have to know the pattern. I mean, that's really all there is to it. And I only recently found out that you can aim the snowballs up or down, and you get to die. And then you could also do that to aim down and then aim straight. So yeah, that was something I just found out. I mean, that's just with experimenting. So let's just go ahead and make jumps here. Oh, I do like that this stage does have some frequent checkpoints. I mean, it would have been a little bit different if you hit spikes and then end up appearing right where you died, which works. And then, of course, once we get to the later stages where the checkpointing is really shitty, then that's where that's going to be a real problem. Alright, good, made it. So let's see, that's really all that's going on in this part. And then there's this, where we have to make this really precise jump, and that was something that you are going to be screwing up a lot if you end up playing this stage. Which, why you would play this stage, I have no idea. So it's going to be 3 above and then 1 below. So that's really all there is to this part. And there is a warp here, but you do have to go down enough in order to reveal it. Let's see, all we gotta do is just avoid these stupid things. And then just get going accordingly. And I have tried to jump straight down before, but see, there is a wall in the way that won't move unless you end up going through that part. Surfing DOA. Somebody needs to make that a song. Let's see, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna reset my recording and then see you back here.